Well, welcome, and today at Tender Earth Yard Care we're going to be creating a weed barrier for our bark application that we're going to be putting down. Two main reasons for us at Tender Earth Yard Care why we like to put the bark on top of the weed barrier is because we don't want to lose it over time into the soil, and if we get some unwanted weeds, the last thing we want is the roots to actually engage into the soil and cause a big problem trying to pull them out. So we're going to show you today how to make your bark beautiful and how to install a weed barrier. Well, right now we're going to show you and demonstrate to you how we roll the weed barrier out. A lot of times it's good on a slope like this to have two people. Right now I've got the upper portion here already stapled in with my staples, and we're going to continue to staple it in down here. And basically when you got a nice open area, we just kind of roll it out. And just kind of staple it in as you go. So at this point, the stage that we're at is we're laying out our landscape fabric, our weed barrier. We lay it out and we cut lines in where the plants are resting. And once we've got our lines cut in, we can slide the fabric in. And as we slide the fabric in, we can start stapling the fabric down so that when the blower service comes in, they don't blow the fabric all over the place, and it doesn't, it makes for an easy blower service. And ultimately, these weeds that we've got, we don't want them to root past this fabric here and get into the soil. So this is going to be very helpful for us in the future with our bark project. We've got it pretty much where we need it to be able to run a straight line where the center of the plant is, run a cut, estimate how far we need to cut to slide the fabric in, and then staple around the plant. So once we've done our cut, like we have, then we will just slide the fabric down around the plant. We'll need to make another cut before we can slide it all the way in to get this to kind of level itself out, and then we'll staple it down. So we're going to show you this application, and it'll work for the smaller plants, it'll work for your big trees, it'll work for your boulders, your lights, every application that you want to get around and make sure your weed barrier is around everything but the plant. So we'll cut out around this one. Once we've got an idea, a rough idea how far we are, we'll slide it down. So it'll come together a little bit at a time. Probably 1.5 feet at a time. We'll scoot it in. We got a lot of plants to work around, a lot of boulders, a lot of lights, so a little bit at a time. So at this point, we got a magnolia tree here. We're going to kind of change the game plan a little bit. This time we've got our fabric laid out. We're going to cut here and then pull it to us in order to get around the magnolia. And then we've got a few other plants, escalina and some grasses. We're going to go ahead and cut in a different direction and kind of staple those down too. So this is the application basically. You just take a cut like we already have pre-cut here, and we just kind of slide it to us to go around the tree. Make sure our corners are good. Get our back length fairly close, so a little bit at a time. Sometimes it's just corners at a time. And then when we got a little bit of a flap, you just want to kind of cut down along the side like we did the bigger plants, and just take that flap, fold it under, fold this under, it brings it around like this. And that'll keep it in place pretty nice for the application for bark. Okay, so at this stage of our weed barrier application, we're at a point where under here we've got a boulder that we want to cut around, and we've got a Nescalonia, little shrub here, plant, that instead of cutting all this way and creating another seam, what I want to do is create a circle out of here and just try to push the fabric down. So we're going to see how this works out. You just kind of cut a little X, find the center of the plant, and cut your X. And from that point you can cut around the X out into a little bit of a ring, find the plant, and fold your fabric down, expose your plant. So that gives us a good opportunity to keep a nice big piece of fabric down for our weed barrier, and just cut it out around the plants very nice. So the boulder, try to find out how the boulder will lay down. So that's kind of the application with a boulder. We got another grass over here to cut. We'll make a straight line in that. This will all fall down flat. We'll staple it in and be on to the next piece. Well, I'm Ron Pittman. I'm the owner of Tender Earth Yard Care, and that's going to wrap it up today for our tutorial on laying down your weed barrier in the bark application. You can always reach out to us at 541-915-6111. You can send us an email at tenderearthllc@gmail.com. Visit our website at www.tenderearthyardcare.com and look for more tutorials.